It's Louisville's new rock alternative out with a 5-1. It is PK, Bourbon and Beyond weekend, and I got the one, the only Amigo The Devil with me. What's up, man?
Hello. Not much, just starting. I'm catching up. We got here recently, so I got a lot of catching up to do.
I mean, it's a beautiful day for a festival, so, thank God you're wearing shorts and everything. You haven't made the mistake of a lot of people wearing jeans and long pants. Everybody's losing their minds this weekend.
Everybody's out here cosplaying fucking whatever bullshit they're doing. I'm here for comfort. I'm for comfort.
Right? I swear, everybody's like, oh no, I need to look my best. I need to have the like, no, you don't. You need to dress for the damn weather is what you have to be doing out here. But we're gonna start out because it is Bourbon and Beyond. I do have to ask the obvious question: are you a bourbon drinker?
I am. This might get me in trouble. I'm more of a Scotch drinker.
Okay.
I like Scotch because it makes me feel more important. But no, to be honest, I do like the peatiness and all that of Scotch. Bourbon is just a little too sweet for me sometimes, so I can't have too much of it. But like a really nice bourbon is kind of unparalleled. You can't really beat that. It's just...
that is fair. Do you as far as we'll go with both Scotch and with bourbon? Do you have a favorite that is like your go-to?
If I'm gonna do for Scotch, like Mortlach is probably my favorite Scotch in the world. Bourbon, as long as it hasn't been previously swallowed, I think I'm okay. And even then, it depends who. You know what I mean?
If they're if they're high up on the list, it's like okay, that one's fine. But when in Rome, so hopefully you're able to have at least a couple of different good bourbons while you're here in Louisville for Bourbon and Beyond weekend. And so I want to talk about just the festival atmosphere, because it's always different for any artist when you're going out and you're playing a festival. So what's the mindset that you have when it's like, okay, I'm putting together a set for this festival versus your normal tour run of a headlining kind of show? Like, what mentally goes through your brain beforehand?
I think the instinct is to cater to the setting of the festival, and I try to not do that because it seems disingenuous. So after that, you kind of start considering the balance between the people that have heard you and the majority of people that haven't, and trying to figure out a set that will. It's almost like a sampler plate, right?
Yeah.
Where you're kind of going, hey, here's all the stuff we do in 30 minutes, and that's the go-to mentality. But it doesn't really work that way. It's not functional because you can't really convey those ups and downs and the emotions in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have to just kind of, at least for me, I can't say for everybody, but for me, I usually end up just going, all right, well, what do I want to play? And if it doesn't work, too bad. That's it.
Yeah. I love that. And actually, that kind of leads right into one of my favorite questions to ask any artist, and it has to do with your set list and everything. And I'm really curious your answer, just because of how you answered that question of how you just kind of build things around what you want to do. But when you think about your tour and a standard headlining set, you have your maximum amount of time, and it's like, all right, here's some staple songs. They always make the cut. Here's some fan favorites, always make the cut. What's a song that you wish you could play, but it never, you either don't have enough time or it's too complicated to put together on stage? What's a song that you wish you could throw on the set list, but you just never have the ability to do so?
There's a song called Shadow, and it is probably everyone's least favorite song. It's one of my favorites, and it's not that it's complicated to play. It's just, it really is, a repetitive and kind of, it's not a great, at least in concept, like conceptually, it's not a great live song. And I always want to play it, but people's attention spans are pretty low, and
That's true.
I don't want to lose everything else that we built up just because I want to play something that I'm proud of. So
Yeah. Well, at some point, I feel like you'll have, a little bit of extra time, and it's like, hey, like, we're going to do this as, like, one more song kind of deal, like, like, kill some time kind of thing. But I'm always curious to see, like, what the song choices are because of, the meaning behind some of them. So I like that. More people should go and check out Shadow. So that's what I'm going to say with that. So let's talk about, currently with the latest album. It's been out for about what, like 8 months or so. Came out back in February. So tell me a little bit about this album and how this has kind of been, the next step in, the evolution of you as an artist.
It was the first record that we recorded at home ourselves. Everything about it was done at home except for mastering and mixing. It was very liberating. It was very much the first time that there weren't any time constraints or money constraints, because we weren't renting space, we weren't paying somebody. So I think in some regard, maybe we overworked some things and got rid of some intuition or instinctual choices because we had that time. But for the most part, it was just a lack of pressure to perform at all. It was just like, you know what? How natural can it be? And if it doesn't feel natural, how long will it take to feel natural? So
yeah, and plus, like, if it doesn't feel natural, like, do you keep going with it, or do you rework it or anything like that? So I think that studio time is always really it's kind of that make or break for a lot of different moments. So I think it's really cool. I mean, I'm loving the album. I don't want to be the guy that's like, so when's the even newer stuff coming? It's only been a few months, but so we'll let this kind of build and people can discover more from Amigo the Devil. And I do want to say, coming up, we're just a couple of months away at this point from your official day in Austin, Texas.
November 16th, Amigo the Devil Day, Austin, Texas.
How did that come about? Like, what, and how does one celebrate Amigo the Devil Day on November 16th?
I'm not really sure how it happened. I know that it was very pleasant to kind of have an official authority of a city like that give you any recognition as a resident of that city, and I was very proud to kind of represent Austin in general in that sense, but especially with the kind of music we play and the content, the lyrics. It just, I don't know, it was the first time that I genuinely felt welcomed somewhere as a home, and then I moved, but...
you at least got the day, so... yeah. So, again, how does one celebrate Amigo the Devil Day? What would you recommend be the celebration?
We've had some years where we've done shows on that day, but on the years that we don't do shows, I think you should just steal a bunch of credit cards and just buy all the albums on those credit cards, and merch. Buy merch. Actually, please don't steal anything. I was joking.
Yeah, it's definitely a joke, but definitely buy merch though. Buy merch, buy the music. That is a definite. Well, I'm looking forward to checking out the set here at Bourbon and Beyond. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, and go and check out the new album. Like I said, buy the music, buy the merch, all of it.